Baltimore Ravens are firing back after a report claims the team's owner was blocking a move to sign free agent quarterback Colin Kaepernick. The team's GM says we are going through a process and we have not made a decision. The owner has not told us we cannot sign Colin Kaepernick, nor has he blocked the move. Whoever is making those claims is wrong. Should Kaepernick play in the NFL? Vote right now, WUSA9.com/vote, or vote on the WUSA9 app. Going off script right now, Rob Woodfork with WTOP. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, it's great to be here.
Nice meeting you, man. So, Colin Kaepernick, are the Ravens close to signing him? Are they playing with us? Are they divided on whether or not to sign him? Can he help the team?
It sounds like they are divided on signing him. If you believe the ESPN reports, the coach and the general manager are both on board with signing him, but it's a matter of whether or not the owner wants to sign off on it. So with the owner, and this is kind of what it comes down to, is owners don't want their bottom line hurt, and so that is kind of what's at the heart of this, is that owners are conservative in nature, and they don't want this black quarterback with an afro basically taking this sort of stand that at least perception-wise hurts their bottom line.
Let's break that down a little bit. Black quarterback with an afro. Does he have the skills? Can he help this team?
I think he does have the skills. You'd be hard-pressed to prove to me that 64 quarterbacks are better than Colin Kaepernick. I'm not going to sit up here and act like he's a Pro Bowler or he's a first-ballot Hall of Famer, but the guy can play. He's a top 32 quarterback. And
he would be a backup, and their quarterback, of course, is hurt.
Right.
Okay. Right. The afro, the fact that he's black, how does that weigh in?
Well, I think it definitely weighs in, because we've seen something similar before where owners didn't want to have the distraction, or teams didn't want the distraction of a quarterback whose skills are questionable. And we saw that with Tim Tebow. And Tim Tebow got 2 backup jobs after his starting job. Colin Kaepernick looks like he may not be.
Yeah, I don't want to put this all on you, but there are a lot of players that have afros, and certainly a lot of players that are black, if not the majority of the players in the NFL who are black, who are playing. So we're really talking about his protest, right? We're talking about his taking a knee during the national anthem.
Right.
Isn't that what this is all about?
Right, and that's the thing, and I alluded to this in my column on WTOP.com, is that I don't even like the word protest, because the word protest sort of insinuates something, a more definitive action than what he's taken. He didn't come out and say, hey, I'm going to do this thing over on the sideline, watch me while I do it. Basically, he was taking a knee on the sideline at a time when he was the backup quarterback. Somebody noticed him do it and asked him about it. He answered it honestly, and that's how we got to where we are today. So I would call it more of a resistance than a protest.
Do you think Colin Kaepernick, and based on what he's done since then, being on the sidelines, do you think he regrets it? Does he continue his protest? If he's signed by the Ravens or any other team, is he likely to continue his protest?
Well, that's the thing. Back in March, there was a report right when free agency began that he wasn't going to continue this into 2017. And I think that that's something that is lost in all of this debate, is that what you saw from him in 2016 is not necessarily what you're going to see from him in 2017. So if he's not going to be protesting or resisting, if he's not necessarily going to be a starter, what harm is it to have a backup quarterback?
Does he need to come out and say that and not have owners guessing?
Well, I think he does. He's been quiet all off season. So
quiet's one thing, but does he need to say it? And we can't speak for him, obviously.
Right, exactly.
But does he need to say that my protest in that regard is over?
I think that would help. I don't know that it would necessarily change any owners' minds, especially since we have at least one on record as saying that, hey, I would not sign this guy because I don't agree with it. And, you know, whether you agree with it or not, I mean, I'm sure my employer doesn't agree with everything I say, but, you know, agree with it or not, you know, he has a right to say what he said, and you know, he's not continuing it. And I think that's the point that needs to be hammered home here, is that if he gets on a roster in 2017, he's not necessarily going to continue what he did before.
Gotcha. All right, let's go to Topper.